Hey guys, what's up? And today we're going to go over some progress for a Stryfe that I've been working on to sort of replace my standard HVZ Stryfe. So something that's not too large, but still, is pretty clean and simple. But has a lot of more modern parts, as the one I've been using for a long time. It's pretty outdated. It basically just has a paint job and some RM2 motors running off of stock voltage. A big challenge has been getting something that shoots under the 90 FPS cap that we have. I think I might be moving to 100 soon, however, I'm not sure about that. And then for invitationals and stuff, it's usually like 100 to 110. So I really need something that shoots kind of low in terms of modified flywheel blasters. Most of them shoot, 100 to 30 or higher, so I really need something that's sort of on the lower end of that. That's kind of challenging to do, so it's sort of the goal of this project. So the main idea for this project really started when I won this flywheel cage during one of Hawkeye's streams. He did a giveaway. He used this to test the Titan Hyperion motors, which are these blue guys in the back. They're a 2S motor. And originally it had worker flywheels on it, however I swapped those out for blaster parts because during his testing he was getting around 100 to 110 and I wanted to drop it just a hair, so I switched to these blaster parts ones. Also, they're blue, so they sort of match the aesthetic that I'm going for with the blue motors, the blue cage, and all the other blue parts on this blaster. So this is a good choice for my build because the FPS won't be too high, but it's a brass canted cage, so the accuracy should be quite a large improvement from the stock flywheel cage that I've been using in my Stryfe. So to go with that cage, I purchased a full set of the translucent blue parts from Ben as well. I don't believe the translucent blue is one of the normal cage options, so I wanted a full set of the parts to go with that. Now to go with the paint, I wanted to also sort of tie the whole blaster together, so I went with a metallic blue secondary, which is an automotive paint, as well as a metallic pearl white for the main color. It's a little hard to pick up how metallic these paints are on camera, especially with how shiny they are. However, it does quite pop in the light in a very nice manner. The white was a little bit difficult to work with as it came out a little milky, so you needed to do super thin layers, and it took me about 8 layers to get the consistency that I wanted, which is way more than a normal blaster, and I still need to touch up this side of the blaster in particular as the paint ripped when I was taking off the masking tape between the layers. So I need to retape off this one side, all the blue, and then do a little bit of touch up on the white to just sort of make it blend together the way that I want it to and really finish the blaster off before I clear coat it. Going on this side of the shell, there will be two 3D printed components, one being the expanded motor cover door, as these are 132 size motors, so they stick out of the shell, so you gotta carve a hole in it. But we will be using this 180 size motor cover to cover the hole. There's a 74 on it, so there'll be a piece of polycarbonate that'll go behind here that'll hold the center of the 4 for any of you who are concerned about that, and it'll glow blue with the parts when I put the LEDs in. And then to control everything, I will be using a battery door cover to house some of the electronics inside that compartment. There'll be 2 switches, one for the voltmeter, which is this third hole here, and one for the LEDs. Now you may be wondering if I'm holding all of those electronics in the battery compartment, where am I going to put the battery? Well, very similar to my Prism Longshot build, which I did a little while ago. I'm going to be using a filled-in worker stock that just has a plate on the one side, and it will have another plate on the other side held on by thumb screws. That'll give me ample room to fit a pretty large battery, and a 9-volt, which will run the circuit for the LEDs, so that way I can still turn those on and off even when the LiPo's not in the build, as you can't really leave those charged for a prolonged amount of time, as they can become kind of dangerous, and you're supposed to really discharge them after use. So to avoid that sort of hazard while still keeping the ability to use the LEDs whenever, just to show it off, I'm just going to have a separate battery and circuit for that. So that's really where I'm at with this Stryfe build. It's sort of been at a halt because it's been raining and snowing and all that junk for the past few days, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty poor weather week as well for this. So when the weather sort of clears up I will be able to finish spraying this side of the blaster to do the touch-ups that I need, and then do all the 2K clear coat. Forgot to mention that the 3D printed components still have to be coated with some surface prep. I'm going to be using XTC 3D, which is a 2-part epoxy-based cover, and that should clear up all of the little ridges from the 3D printing process and make it look like a more cohesive part. Anyway guys, that's sort of where I'm at with this Stryfe build. I'm sort of burnt out on Stryfes, to be honest, so I'm going to either be using them in integrations, just because they're a good base blaster. I have another long shot Stryfe, which I just started, which will be the 3.0, as I have this one, and then the Prism one is right above it, which is just sort of off screen. But I'm going to be doing that for an end war build. I just got 2 DRS cages in, so I'm going to hopefully do 2 pretty neat builds along those lines, as well as some other integrations that I started a little while ago, and then a new Reddit contest just sort of opened up. So hopefully we'll do some more interesting projects than just, basic Stryfes. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for this build. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video.